I was in motels for a while and it ate up all my savings. I found myself needing help with my deposits, my light deposit, my water deposit, my security deposits. And when you have children and you're working paycheck to paycheck to begin with, you don't really have that much money laying around.
Butterfly. Is that a butterfly?
Well, 6 months ago, I ended up in a domestic violence situation, and I chose to take my kids and leave, and I had nowhere to go. I really didn't, but I knew it was better than where I was, and it was going to be safer, so I ended up in a domestic violence shelter. Being in a homeless shelter is hard. It's stressful, it's loud. Even my son, he was starting to act out. He was not understanding and he couldn't process it, and he was angry and he didn't know why.
When children become homeless, they lose their sense of belonging and community. They often are separated from friends, schools, neighbors, and sometimes even their family. Homeless children have to leave behind toys and clothing, all that is familiar. We know that homeless children fare worse even when compared to other children living in poverty. Homeless children have higher rates of behavioral and emotional problems, experience serious health conditions, and often do poorly in school due to missed days.
There are so many reasons a family can end up homeless, and while each story is unique, they all usually start with a crisis of some sort. A medical emergency, the loss of a job, a domestic violence incident. And it's almost always the case that poverty plays a role. By making families susceptible to homelessness when that crisis strikes, they simply don't have the resources or reserves to weather the storm. When that crisis occurs, a homeless family goes to an emergency shelter for a temporary bed. And while in shelter, they're connected with our rapid rehousing program, Community First, which helps them find safe, affordable housing as quickly as possible.
Rapid rehousing definitely earned its name because it took 3 weeks to get me from in the shelter to a home, and that's fantastic. That's very quick. And my daughter, her personality's blossoming. My son is happier than he's ever been. He's secure in where he's living. He gets to go to school and stability.
Once we've helped a family secure a home, our team works to ensure that each child's needs are being met. This involves enrolling them in school or daycare, ensuring that they have school supplies, connecting them with health care and extracurricular activities like sports or camps. To ensure a child does not return to homelessness, we help their parent find a job and connect to the supportive services they need to become self-sufficient. Since being housed, Kelly has worked with our team to get enrolled in a training program to become an electrician, a trade that we know will help her provide for her family in the long term. And Deborah was connected with a full-time job that has enabled her to pay her rent, maintain her bills, and meet the needs of her 3 daughters.
I work a lot of hours. I work swing shift. There's days I come home so tired I can barely move. But when my paycheck comes and I can take my kids out for ice cream, I can take them and buy them an outfit, I can pay my rent off. You know, that's a pride that no one can take from me. And that's something all mothers need to feel. Because depending on someone else, especially if you're raising girls, they need to learn how to stand on their own.
Every child deserves a home. At Miriam's house, this is more than just a sentiment. Each day, we are moving homeless children out of area shelters into the safety and security of a home, a place where they can grow and thrive. You can change the story for a homeless child. Join us.